So, hello. I'm back again, literally I'm back again on my old trustworthy Dell Alienware M17 R5 AMD edition. Well, what do I mean by literally? This is the second time that I'm doing this recording, this stream. So before I will continue, let me check out if it's working. Silly me, once again I did the first one without audio, and clearly now the audio works. Good to know. Thank you, Penguin Kdenlive. Thank you. Anyway, amazing stuff. So yeah, we are back on this amazing Nyarch Linux. Let me show you the system information. You can pause the stream or later on the YouTube video when it will be available on my channel. Here is the complete system information. Just pay attention to the screen resolution. It's full 4K 3840 by 2160 running at 120 Hz. And just as you will soon see on my OBS settings, remember that today I'm streaming and recording downscaled in full HD 30 FPS. So yeah, let me show you my OBS settings. Here we are. OBS settings, video, full 4K, downscaled in full HD 30 FPS. I'm using hardware encoders. For the audio it's FMPEG AAC, and for the video FMPEG VAPI H.264, 8000 bitrate, and the file is MKV. So yeah, today I will show you the installation of DaVinci Resolve Studio 21, but before doing that let me show you a few things about Nyarch Linux. So let's go here on the official website. The perfect Linux distribution for degenerated weebs. Arc-based, so you also need a neckbeard. You can grab it in GNOME or KD Plasma versions. And also they have few extra stuff for the weebs inside yourself or out there or whatever. The first thing they mention is the Komiku or however you pronounce these things. Nicoplay, the second. Fragments. Lollipop. Shortwave. Neofets. Catgirl Downloader. And Nyarch Assistant. However, these are not the only things that you can find in this cool Linux distribution. They have plenty of other cool stuff. Maybe the experience saw this the other day, like Bazaar for example, basically their own version of App Store, and other cool little things like I don't know, like Nyarch scripts, or like Gear Lever. This one for example allows you to run app images basically, or like Tune GUI. All I'm trying to say is they have plenty of other cool tricks in here, and this Linux distribution has nothing to be afraid compared to other modern Linux distributions. Of course, some people consider this bloatware, but for people who are interested in these things, it's cool to have. For example, I'll say this and I'll stop about this. I think it was on Nyarch scripts. Let me find it again here. For example, I'm having this thing myself. I'm getting it done on most of my Linux distributions. Run full system update. So basically you update the system and all of its packages with this script they have built in. Cool to have, especially if you're a new user, is all I'm trying to say, and it's built in. Bloatware or not, it's built in. Anyway, Before I will continue with Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve Studio 21 demonstration, I'd like to show you this image here. Basically, on a project that is 4K timeline and 4K resolution, the content, the export took about double of the time. 12.5 minutes is the project, and it was completed the export in 25 minutes. However, this was in 4K ProRes, and this was a huge file, about 50 gigabytes. And the other test that I did, like 4K H.265 export or 4K QuickTime H.265, it failed on both occasions. So this reason alone, for some people with smaller SSDs or something, you know, like external storage, maybe this is a serious issue and you just don't care anything else to know about this test. So yeah, and another thing that I want to do before I will launch the real-time run is I will show you once again how quickly you can convert the screen grabs of OBS if you are using my settings, my OBS settings. Is how to convert those screen grabs really quickly using this method here. Basically, I will include it on the new Nyarch Linux guide too. Is this part here, preparing my OBS Studio FMPEG AAC FMPEG VAPI H.264 MKV files and others for Blackmagic's DaVinci Resolve. So I'll just do this method here by going to the terminal and repeat the process that I have done before here. I'm going inside the folder that I have that project that I want to convert, and I'll do it by doing this. Boom. And as you can see, it's done. This project, it's I'll show you, it's long and it takes it was like full 4K 60 FPS grab. And here's the project, it's this one. This is the converted file. Sorry, this is the converted file. The project was about 4 gigabytes something, and this is about 4.2 gigabytes something. And the project was like almost 18 minutes long. And as you saw, it took maybe a couple seconds to convert. Very fast. So yeah, let me reset my terminal and exit. Oops, I wasn't typing on it. Boom. So yeah, now I will just go ahead and run DaVinci Resolve Studio 21 without scripts, without anything fancy, just the raw performance after the installation. That those installation steps you will find in the guide that I will release in the days ahead. So let's run it through the icon normally, and keep always in mind that after I will exit the app, the system will have the performance troubles that I have always when I'm running DaVinci Resolve Studio on this AMD CPU GPU system. I'm talking about specifically this very one, the Dell Alienware M17 R5 AMD edition, because maybe the version with the NVIDIA graphics doesn't have this issue. And most probably it doesn't, because my Lenovo Legion 5 Pro AMD edition with NVIDIA graphics, it works perfectly fine with DaVinci Resolve Studio, or I'm sure the free version as well. Anyway, what performance you should be expecting running Nyarch Linux? It's this one. This is the 4K timeline using the 4K grab of my OBS. Linux distribution for degenerated weebs. Nyarch pre-installed in order to use. And as you can see, no problem there. Instantly hopping between the timeline and playing back, no problem, even though I'm recording and streaming at the same time right now. Also, let me do this 1 second. I'll have it in this widowed state, the app I mean. So let's continue. Let's jump into the grade tab, and let's try to play back now. As you can see, no problem. I'm considering myself wasn't that difficult. Of course, the more grade you'll be doing, the more grading you'll be doing, the more effects you'll have. This performance will change. But what's bothering me, it's that switching between the sections of the app is Linux 7.1 bits pre-installed. More or less the default. The performance will be doing like very random dips. It goes down like insanely, disgustingly down. Maybe 10% of the system performance, maybe 5% of the system performance. Then it tries to recover, according to this number, and it does, but it's not a sure thing. High performance video players, specifically the colors, I think it was like even more darker. I don't recall. So if you will pay attention, when I play back the video, let me lower the volume now. When I'm playing back the video, it has this performance up here. As you can see, the video is 30 FPS, but it does this crazy thing. Here we are. It tries to recover the performance, sometimes successfully, other times not so much. And this is without any effects or color grading. So the more you try to work the app, the worse the performance gets, for whatever reason, on this specific version of AMD CPU and GPU. Now that I came here, I don't know anything about Fusion, mind you. I just wanted to show you what is happening with the performance. So let's try to see it together. So seemingly, even though I've pressed on the play button, nothing is happening. So let's stop it and then try to go back on edit, for example. And as you can see, it takes time for the content to be displayed here on the preview, and still hasn't recovered. And this is what I'm trying to discuss, to show you about. Even though the performance somewhat returns back, it never is 100%. Hardware encoders for audio. So I don't know why this thing is happening, but it does happen. Most probably it's related to the AMD CPU GPU side of things. Always say to myself that at some point I should try to really troubleshoot this, but then again, I don't know if it's worth it, so I never end up doing it. And the best thing that I've managed is to have those scripts of mine in my other trials, and I didn't do it for Nyarch Linux, and maybe I will try to replicate the scripts, and maybe I will have better performance out of this system. But still, it's troublesome to see this worse performance than NVIDIA, compared always to my other laptop, Lenovo Legion 5 Pro, which is older, lesser machine. It has half the RAM, half the SSD, worse CPU, worse GPU in theory, but in practice it runs clearly, it runs DaVinci Resolve Studio 21 so much better compared to this system, and stable too. Anyway, I think I've shown you all there is to show regarding DaVinci Resolve Studio. I will not bother making grade or putting up effects on the timeline and then exporting it. No need, I think. It's like, yeah, why go and do it? But I will maybe try to have it done with my scripts, and maybe if I will see better performance and stability, then I will try to do that. And I'm pretty sure the performance still hasn't recovered for the system. So yeah, as you saw, it took like seconds for the easy to load volume control app, and maybe with files too. Yeah, the performance is just absent at this state. So yeah, this is bothersome for me, and I don't want the system is goner. I will just end the stream and the recording. Maybe the system will crash, whatever. So that's it for today. As always, thank you for everything, and see you on the next one. Bye.